Roll out. Nose down. Good. Not that much. Trim up a little bit. Okay, come around to the left. Okay. Good. Now go right over that big tin building and aim for that grass airstrip we just landed on. Come around to the left. Nose down a little bit. You see that grass airstrip? Just aim for it. Aim for that big patch of dark green grass. Good. We're getting a little, keep turning. Need to turn over into it. Good. Turn into it a little more. Turn into it a little more. That way. Can you still see it?
No.
You can't see it anymore? Okay, now follow me through on the controls. I have the aircraft. What do you say?
Grab the air.
That's right. So do I look a little high here?
I can't see anything.
That's the problem about a backseat trainer, huh? I gotta put you in the front seat. Okay, check right, nobody coming? There's 55 indicated, 60. Full flaps. Nose up trim. Boom, rolling right into there. A little bit of brakes and see if we get it stopped by this end of this green here. Right to there. Boom.
Bail out, Pepe. This is Earl Allen's 1930 Stinson Detroiter. How long have you been working on this project, Earl?
Well, after I got it, it took me 3 years to finish it, but it's been flying almost a year and a half now.
And before that, the previous owner was working on it for many, many years.
37 years.
Oh, 40-year restoration, man.
John's in our first video.
Yeah.
Explains all that, where this airplane came from and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So you got the Lycoming 300 on here.
This has a R680, 300 horse Lyc.
Mm-hmm.
This airplane originally had a 985 greaser on it, which was what they called the snap cap, 300 horsepower. In 1960, the Flying Lady put the R680 in it and had the airplane recertified in the standard category.
Mm-hmm.
The R680 with a constant speed prop, the Hamilton Standard, and weighs less than the R985 did with a wooden prop. And it actually looks better on the airplane because it's physically a smaller engine with the same horsepower. It opened up the airplane to be a real four-place because the other one was so heavy. And then if you look at the side profile of the airplane, the engine is actually almost a foot smaller in diameter, but it fits this airplane much nicer than the R985, which actually stuck out so far.
And this one was at the Flying Lady restaurant, this Detroiter, for many years on display there?
Yeah, this was, if you've been to Watsonville or Merced, you've seen this airplane. It spent some time in Western Air Express colors. Western Airlines operated this airplane during World War II as a trainer. So,
but originally, the big history on this was it was built specifically for...
It was built for E.L. Cord and Auburn Automobile Company. I gave you a copy there of the original purchase order. Mr. Cord owned the airplane. He also owned other airplanes. He had a Lockheed Electra, a 10 like Amelia Earhart had. He had other big airplanes, and he's a very wealthy man. And his wife didn't want him flying around in these little airplanes. So his personal pilot taught him to fly in this airplane, and then he sold it to his best friend, who owned Shepherd Tractor Company in Los Angeles. And so the airplane was moved from Auburn, Indiana to I think it was called Johnson Field or something like that in Beverly Hills. And it lived there till World War II. And Cord continued to fly in the airplane with his friend, Mr. Shepherd from the Shepherd Tractor Company. So,
Well, let's go take a look at the interior now that you've got it done. Well, let's give everybody a quick exterior shot and then the interior. So with that history, this aircraft probably does not have a whole lot of flying time on it.
It's got 12 hours on it now.
You got 12 hours on. You took it up to the Reno Air Races, put it on display up there.
Reno Air Races.
Yep.
So,
Got the huge, all new rebuilt landing gear.
okay, those are monster shocks on this.
TK Monster Shocks.
TK Monster Shocks.
Look at that.
Tony built this landing gear from scratch.
Yeah.
Those are nitrogen shocks, almost 30 pounds lighter than the original gear.
Wow.
Which had old Stearman axles welded onto it. It was in such bad shape. It was crooked.
Look at that.
So Tony came out here and built this whole landing gear system from scratch.
Man.
And I can't tell you how good it works. You know, with these nitrogen shocks.
Just smooth, easy to land.
Yeah.
And the 300 horsepower
Yes. And this airplane originally had a wind generator.
Yeah.
To this day it has, except
Right there.
it's got a wind alternator now.
And the Hamilton Standard prop.
Yeah.
Wow. These are great radial engines. We flew those a lot on N3N, and just smooth, reliable.
This one was done by Radial Engines, and it's a work of art. I mean, it's so smooth and so nice running.
And you got those new engine mounts in there too that
Brand
help make it
new
really
donuts.
smooth. Yeah.
Grab those headsets.
Wow. Look at that. A real steering wheel. A real yoke. Now, Earl, you explained this to us before, but what are we looking at here with the Johnson bar?
This is the trim.
The trim, the elevator trim.
Yep, the horizontal stabilizer leading edge moves up and down.
Okay.
And this is basically a tractor Johnson bar.
Uh-huh.
So the original yokes. Obviously the panel's not original. We made this airplane modern to today's standards. In fact, at the Reno Air Races, we were up there for the vintage airplane display.
Right.
And they give trophies and stuff, but they didn't like this airplane.
Why? Because it was been modernized.
Right, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in this airplane that are updated to today's standards. But it was built to fly, not to look at.
Yeah.
So, you know, originally it had heel brakes, mechanical, and now it has toe brakes,
toe
and
brakes.
red lines. And
Yeah. Modern radios, interphone, a vacuum system, GPS.
we did the stall testing on it. In fact, we've got pictures on the advertisement of this airplane when we were doing the stalls. And we're in a 20-degree bank.
Yeah.
We're climbing 300 feet a minute, all right, and indicating 51.
Ah.
So, and at 50, it quits flying.
Ah.
But it just goes like this. That's it. It's just so gentle.
Demonstrate those windows now that the interior is all finished. Look at that. Car windows.
And of course, we have landing lights.
Yeah, and they manually, look at this.
And if you can see out on the wing,
There they go, way out there.
there they're retracted
Uh-huh.
and we extend.
Razor down. Look at that.
Of course, today now it's got super bright LEDs.
Oh, good. You got modern day LED lights. And you got the beautiful interior finishing off the back of it here. And the logo. Wow.
The airplane actually, when the interior was original, had flower vases right here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And
like
we
a boat.
they go right here.
We saw that in the old pictures. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we can't run the flower vases because we got shoulder harnesses.
Oh, see, another modern improvement. Yeah.
And people say, why would they have flower vases?
Yeah.
The reason is, we're 1930. Okay, we still got horseless, horse-drawn carriages on the road.
Yeah.
So they started putting them in the cars, and they didn't have perfume then, so they'd put flowers in the cars.
That's how they.
So they didn't have to, smell the horses in the area. And it was a carryover because this is a car company airplane. They had the car company Duesenberg vases here.
Oh,
Which we
neat.
have the vases, it's just they get in the way of the shoulder harnesses. And I'm a believer in shoulder harnesses.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Wow. Earl's 1930 Stinson Detroiter, and the plan is you would like to see this sold to a museum.
Well, it's going to go to somebody who can afford it.
Yeah,
You know,
insurance costs and that sort of thing are
Right.
very expensive.
Insurance is on. Well, it's because of the value of the airplane.
Right.
You state what you want to insure it for, so you pay as much insurance as you can afford.
Yep, yep.
So, but the rareness of this airplane, not only was it E.L. Cord's airplane, they only built 15 of these, and this is the only flying survivor.
Wow.
Okay, there's one other airplane in Seattle that's being restored, but in fact, I talked to him about a year ago. He wants to put the R680 on his also.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like the judges said at Reno, this is a beautiful airplane, but it's not authentic enough for them.
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah.
So, but this is all AN systems. This has got all the systems in this airplane are updated to today's standards.
Mm-hmm.
So this airplane, you can get in it, fly it anywhere you want to go flying, or put it in a museum, your choice.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it'd be neat to see it keep going. Wow. What are the basic performance numbers for this?
going to Reno at 9,500 feet, I was doing right at 100 miles an hour, burning 16 to 18 gallons an hour. So, but it had no problem holding 500 feet a minute to, 6,000, and then 200 feet a minute to 10,500 coming back. But it's just a gentle, sweet air. It's just giant Cub. It's very heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy on the controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it only has ailerons. There's no flaps, but it tracks so nice. And part of that is the red line brakes. It's so nice to have effective brakes with this thing.
And then what about landing? What kind of speeds do you like to fly the pattern at?
70 miles an hour is perfect.
Over
Just
the
like
fences.
any
Yeah.
little airplane, 70 to 75 miles an hour. I mean, it flares so nice. These wheels with these monster, with these nitrogen shocks, they touch the ground, they never leave it. They just touch it and just pull the power and settles down all by itself.
Do you like to wheel land it then, or 3-point it, or?
I have 3-pointed it, but it wheel lands so much nicer.
Yeah, you can see.
You got the visibility.
And you got the gear for it.
Fortunately, this airplane, even with the tail down, you can see straight forward. You just got to look out the side window.
Yeah, that's not so
it-
bad.
It has no bad habits whatsoever,
Yeah.
other than the wind. The cross.
Windage, yeah.
I've landed it with 10-knot cross tailwind. You can't even feel it. So, but when the winds kick up, they affect the airplane. It's just too big. So long.
Yep.
So this thing's 32 feet long.
Yeah, and a pretty good wingspan. You do need a good size hangar door for it.
42 feet.
Wow. So if you know anybody that needs one of these in their museum or in their garage, Earl's contact information, you want me to give it out here, Earl?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. 530-368-2064, or email earlallen42@gmail.com.
Earl R. Allen, 42.
That's right. Get you one. See you here.
Take me home, Pete. You ready to go home?
Yeah.
Okay. Take me home.